Stop asking when she's free. To stand out, you lead. You give her two specific options for a date, nothing more. You text this: "I'd like to take you out. I'm free Thursday at 7:30 or Saturday at 4. Let me know." This shows leadership, not passivity. It creates clarity and genuine scarcity. You'll see a clear shift in her responsiveness in the next 48 to 72 hours. And that's just the start. Stick around for habit number 3, which makes you stand out without saying a single word. The first habit is all about taking the lead. When most guys want to ask a woman out, they fall into one of two traps. The first trap is being way too vague. They'll say something like, "We should hang out sometime." This is lazy. It puts all the pressure on her to figure out what you mean and when it should happen. It screams passivity. The second trap is being too open-ended, like asking, "So, when are you free for a drink?" It's a little better, but it still makes you an item on her to-do list. Now she has to pull out her calendar and do all the logistical work for you. It's a subtle signal that you're trying to fit into her life, instead of inviting her into yours. A high-value man makes it simple. He uses the two-option clause. Instead of asking if or when, you lead with a clear, direct plan that offers simple choices. For example, "I'd like to take you out. I'm free Thursday at 7:30 or Saturday at 4. Let me know which one works for you." This is so effective because, 1, it shows leadership. You've done the mental heavy lifting. You picked an activity and provided specific times. 2, it makes her decision incredibly easy. It's just a yes/no choice between two solid options, not some endless back and forth. It respects her time. But here's the key part where most men drop the ball. Once you send that text, you get comfortable with silence. You don't follow up. You wait. This isn't a game. It's a test of your own self-control. It shows that your life is full and your self-worth isn't hanging on her reply. You've made your move and the ball is in her court. That mix of clear leadership and intentional space is what makes you stand out from all the other needy, reactive guys. The next habit women pick up on immediately is how you handle silence. Most men are terrified of it. When a pause happens in a conversation, they rush to fill it with nervous chatter. If she doesn't text back in an hour, their anxiety goes through the roof, and they send that dreaded follow-up: "Did you get my message?" or even worse, just a question mark. That kind of behavior screams neediness. A high-value man understands that silence isn't a void to be filled, but a space to be held. He's comfortable in the quiet because his validation comes from within, not from her constant replies. When you get comfortable with silence, you communicate incredible inner strength. In a real conversation, this means when a pause happens, you don't panic. You hold eye contact, maybe with a slight, calm smile, and just let the moment breathe. This gives her space to think and feel, and it often invites her to be the one to re-engage. It shows you're actually listening, not just waiting for your turn to talk. Over text, this is even more critical. After you send a message, especially a decisive one like the two-option close, you have to embrace the silence. Let it sit. Her response time is not a measure of your worth. People have lives. A secure man doesn't need an instant reply to feel okay about himself. This isn't about being aloof. It's about emotional control. You can control your actions, like sending a clear, confident text. You can't control when she replies. Accepting that frees you from anxiety and projects an aura of unshakable calm. That kind of non-reactivity is so rare that it automatically makes you more attractive. Quick pause. If you're finding these habits useful and you're starting to see how small shifts can make a huge difference, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. My goal is to give you actionable strategies, not just theory, to elevate your confidence. Also, if you're always wondering if she's actually interested or just being polite, I created a guide to help you spot the subtle signs of low interest so you don't waste your time. You can find that linked in the description. All right, back to it. The third habit, vulnerability, is one of the most misunderstood. A lot of guys think being stoic means being an emotionless robot. So they either share nothing and seem cold and guarded, or they overshare and it comes off as needy emotional dumping. Neediness is when you're looking for her to fix your problems. It's complaining about your horrible day in a tone that begs for her sympathy. You're basically asking her to be your therapist, and that's a guaranteed way to kill attraction. Vulnerability, on the other hand, is sharing your inner world without expecting her to do anything about it. It's a sign of strength. You're showing her who you are as a way to build a real connection, not to extract support. Here's how a high-value man does it. Instead of complaining about his boss, he might say, "I'm working on a pretty challenging project right now. It's testing my leadership skills, but honestly, I'm excited to see what I'm made of." See the difference? The first is a complaint looking for a pat on the back. The second is a statement of fact that shows ambition, a growth mindset, and the ability to handle pressure. He's sharing his journey from a position of strength. A great way to practice this is the problem-feeling action framework. Share a problem, say how it makes you feel, and then explain the action you're taking. For example, "I've been feeling a bit stagnant with my fitness routine lately, problem plus feeling, so I decided to sign up and start training for a half marathon." Action. This is magnetic. You're being open and human, which builds trust, but you're also showing that you take full ownership of your life. You're not a victim. You're the hero of your own story. Women aren't looking for a man to save. They're attracted to a man who's already on his own journey. This next habit is all about boundaries, but not in the way most people think. A low-value move is to loudly announce your boundaries. These are the guys who say things like, "I don't tolerate drama," or "I demand respect." Here's the problem. If you have to demand respect, it means you don't command it. Your words are just trying to make up for a lack of real presence. A high-value man almost never has to talk about his boundaries. He embodies them. His actions do all the talking. For instance, if a woman is consistently late for dates, the guy who announces his boundaries will lecture her about respecting his time. This just creates conflict and makes him look controlling. The high-value man handles it differently. The first time, he's understanding. The second time, he might say with a calm, playful smile, "You're lucky I like you," which flags the behavior without starting a fight. If it happens a third time, he might just leave after waiting 15 minutes, or he may simply stop asking her out. No scene, no argument. He just removes his attention. His actions say, "My time is valuable, and I won't let it be disrespected." This applies to everything. If she's rude, he doesn't insult her back. He might just calmly say, "Well, I'm going to head out and end the night." He enforces his boundaries with distance, not with anger. This is so powerful because it comes from a place of self-respect, not a need to control her. He isn't punishing her, he's valuing himself. It shows he has standards and isn't afraid of walking away from someone who doesn't meet them. That willingness to walk away is the ultimate source of attraction. The final habit is to communicate with a clear purpose. It is so easy to fall into the pen pal trap, where you're just texting back and forth for days, talking about your pets and what you had for lunch. The initial spark just fizzles out into a comfortable, boring, platonic friendship. This happens when a guy is texting just to text, hoping that enough small talk will magically earn him a date. It shows he has no direction and is afraid of rejection. A high-value man communicates with purpose. He knows that texting isn't the relationship, it's the tool you use to get to a real-life meeting. His communication is always aimed at building just enough rapport to move things forward. After a few fun, initial messages, he decisively moves the interaction toward a date. He doesn't ask, "So, want to hang out sometime?" He leads with the two-option close we talked about. This sense of purpose extends to the date itself. He has a plan. He leads the conversation and isn't afraid to ask deeper questions. He's trying to figure out if this is someone he actually connects with. Do their values align? He is vetting her just as much as she is vetting him. And if the connection isn't there, he doesn't ghost. He communicates with integrity, saying something like, "I really enjoyed meeting you, but I don't think we're the right fit." This honesty shows respect for her time and his own. It shows you're a man on a mission who values his time, and that cuts through all the noise. So, let's recap the 5 habits. 1. Be the decisive leader. Stop being vague and lead with the two-option close. 2. Be the stoic operator. Get comfortable with silence to show unshakable inner confidence. 3. Be the value builder. Share your journey with vulnerability, not neediness. 4. Be the quiet guardian. Embody your boundaries through actions, not angry words. 5. Be the purposeful navigator. Always communicate with clear intention. Look, these aren't just dating tactics. They're principles for becoming a more grounded, self-respecting man. The goal isn't just to get the girl. It's to become the kind of man who naturally attracts great people into his life because he leads with integrity and communicates from a place of calm confidence. When you master these habits, you stop chasing validation from others because you've already found it within yourself. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on building real confidence. I want to hear from you. Which one of these 5 habits are you going to start using today? Drop a comment below and let me know. Remember, this is all about constant improvement. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.